Hey y'all, so today I wanted to do a recommendations video in the if-then style. So I'm going to be recommending some movies and TV shows based on some very popular books and series. So basically I'm going to be talking about 5 different books or book series and saying if you liked these books, I would suggest this movie or TV show to you because it's similar in some form or fashion. So the first book that I'm going to mention is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. So obviously this is an incredibly popular book series that a lot of people have read, and it is my personal favorite series, but there's also a movie series that no one really knows about that is pretty similar to it. And the first movie in that series that I will recommend to you is called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So this is an 8-movie series with the main character named Harry Potter as he goes through this magical school called Hogwarts. I'm not sure why more people haven't heard of this movie series because it's really, really awesome, and based on how similar it is to J.K. Rowling's series, I would think a lot of people would like it. I kid you not, there is a character in this movie series who is so similar to Ginny Weasley from J.K. Rowling's series. Like, it is uncanny. I have to say, the character in this movie series is a lot more interesting and dynamic than Ginny from the J.K. Rowling series, but they're very similar in many ways, and it's, like I said, it's really uncanny. And I have to say, my absolute favorite movie in the Harry Potter movie series is the 6th movie, which is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I do have to say, there are kind of some similarities between the Half-Blood Prince and the 6th book in J.K. Rowling's series. There aren't not a ton, like they're not incredibly similar, but this movie is so good. It's definitely the best one in the movie series by far. There's also this really cool character in the Harry Potter movie series who's named Albus Dumbledore, and he's the headmaster of Hogwarts. And he's kind of boring in the first 2 movies, so don't be put off. He's just really quiet and kind of boring. But in the rest of the series, he is so cool, you guys. So yeah, if you like J.K. Rowling's series, you will love the Harry Potter movie series. So the next series I'm going to talk about is, again, another one of my absolute favorite series, and that is the Mortal Instrument series by Cassandra Clare. And for this one, I actually have both a movie and a TV show to recommend to you, both of which are absolutely amazing. And so if you like the Mortal Instrument series, the movie I would recommend to you is called City of Bones. So this movie came out in, I think, 2013, and ever since, it has become like a super popular, really well-loved movie. I mean, look at this Rotten Tomatoes score. I mean, it is so good, y'all. The actors are spot on the entire time. The acting is amazing. The characters have these really cool British accents, which I love. But overall, it is just an awesome movie, and like I said, the acting is super on point. And I just really think that people who love the Mortal Instrument series would really enjoy this movie because of all the things I've already said, and because it has demon killing in it, and that, of course, is a very major aspect of the Mortal Instruments. The next book series I'm going to talk about is the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. And if you really liked the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, I would recommend to you the movie The Lightning Thief. Now, even though these movies are pretty different, they both do focus about kind of the gods of Olympus. I will say though, the series is middle grade and the characters are 12, but the characters in the movie The Lightning Thief are about 16, so there is kind of an age gap there. But if you do really enjoy the kind of gods of Olympus aspects to the Percy Jackson series, I think that you would really enjoy The Lightning Thief. Another reason that I think a lot of people who like the Percy Jackson series would like the movie The Lightning Thief is because a lot of fans of the Percy Jackson series have really talked about how much they like the movie The Lightning Thief. One thing that a lot of fans of the Percy Jackson series really like about the Lightning Thief movie is that one of the similarities are these pearls that are kind of important. They have a very different function plot-wise in the actual movie The Lightning Thief than they do in the Percy Jackson series, but a lot of fans really liked seeing that there was this different way to come across them. The next series I'm going to be talking about is the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. And the movie series that I'm going to be talking about is actually really popular right now, and that is the Divergent trilogy. And I think that the main reason I recommend this movie series to you is both that it is very popular right now, and because a lot of people who really like these books also really like the movies. In fact, part 1 of the finale of the trilogy is currently out in theaters, and it's getting great reviews. Again, Rotten Tomatoes score. And I mean, obviously you know that it has to be a great movie because the best finales to series are broken up into 2 parts. I mean, that is literally the best way to end a movie series, for real. And finally, the last book series I'm going to talk about is the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. And this book series is incredibly popular, we all know that, but there's also a 4-movie series that is pretty similar to the Hunger Games, and it's not incredibly well known. The first movie in that series, I believe, is called The Hunger Games, and then Catching Fire, and then Mockingjay Parts 1 and 2, because duh, Part 1 and 2 endings are always the best, and they're super popular right now. I do have to say that out of the movies that I've talked about today, this series is probably the least well accepted by the general public. Not that it's bad in any form or fashion, but I think that the second movie, Catching Fire, was not incredibly well received. And honestly, this is probably the most dissimilar book and movie series that I'm going to talk about. But that being said, I personally really like all the movies, so I think that you would really do well to check it out. And plus, like Suzanne Collins' trilogy, the movie series has this really awesome love triangle that I personally am super invested in, and it's just a really awesome love triangle, and it's really good. Both of the guys in the love triangle are amazing. So that is it for my movie and TV show recommendations based on some really popular book series. Let me know down in the comments if you've actually seen any of these movies or TV shows that I talked about today, because I don't think a ton of people have seen them, and it'd be really cool to talk to other people about them. As always, I will leave links down in the description to my blog, Twitter, and Goodreads. Please add me as a friend on Goodreads. I would love to be friends with all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Oh, and one last thing. April Fools. Please take nothing I just said seriously.